Andromeda Gun is a book that could be considered a combination of science fiction and the Western expansion, as it consists of aliens, and if I may infer, cowboys. It opens up with an alien society, one that is dealing with a dying world situation where their sun is nearly depleted. In their research to replace their sun's source of energy, they themselves have become energy beings. This allowed them to move around through space as if in an astral projection or a spirit. In this sense, they are relatively formless and are able to take possession over other life forms and influence their cultural progression. From then on, these light bearers, as they are called, have continued an ancestral tradition of imprinting their will onto influential figures of various alien races, and this had eventually resulted in a galactic brotherhood. One of those light-bearer missionaries named G7 had been sent off to the Milky Way galaxy, a sector they call M17, to investigate habitable worlds. From the perspective of G7, he witnessed a stagecoach that was overturned from an apparent crash, and people lay unmoving on the ground. The idea is that these light-bearers are able to quickly scan for life forms, possess it, and then become able to have access to their memories and control over their bodily functions. One of the limp body happened to belong to an outlaw with the moniker Johnny Loco. The memories of the body reveal that his real name is Ian McLeod. Meanwhile, while still limp on the ground, G7 works on rewiring Ian's brain in an attempt to lure him away from his outlaw tendencies before revitalizing him. It would seem that the host's body still retains some level of freedom in terms of making choices and physical actions, but the person will have this unseen alien acting as his conscience. Once awake, Ian assumed he had survived the crash and proceeds to turn over the coach, grab the horse, and load up the dead man to head into the nearby town. He finds out that the dead man was a deacon for the local Methodist church, so the people were appreciative with Ian bringing the body back. While scoping out the town, he notices the type of people there and plans to rob them before leaving. The day continues, and Ian met a young school teacher named Gabriella. From her, he learns about the deacon and that the town has a mass gathering for church service on Sunday. This was when Ian started to notice something different about himself, like being more educable from the clarity of mind. An interruption came when Billy, the Mormon man that has been trying to pursue Gabriella, tried to show off his toughness by confronting Ian. Mind you, this story took place in the late 19th century in the state of Idaho, and the Mormons there still practice polygamy. In saying that, Billy is trying to make Gabriella his next wife. So, Billy confronts Ian out of jealousy, and an old-fashioned duel is initiated. More detail is given on the alien possession, and how it can actually alter the host's mind to give him a heightened sense of perception, somewhat similar to the dead-eye mechanics from Red Dead Redemption. This aided Ian in targeting the trigger finger of Billy. In doing so, the alien had averted its host from killing, but also gave Ian the satisfaction of soothing that outlaw tendency. Besides the Mormons who live outside of the town, the locals there are Methodist, and the alien concludes that in order for Ian to not fall back into a life of crime, he should join one of these religions. Overall, this town would act as a prototype for the alien to then apply it to the entire world, like other alien societies before. Anyways, during a church service for the dead deacon, the candidate running for mayor thanks Ian and offered him the position of a deputy under Sheriff Faust. This is where conflicting choices are pondered by Ian, as he is unsure if he should rob the town for easy money or stay for the young woman. Gabriella's mother is also a widow and quite forward in what she wants. This then places Ian in a love triangle where he had to choose between a mother and a daughter, and in that, he chose Gabriella. Since he's staying for a while until that Sunday service, he sets up a poker game in town to earn money, as he is still conflicted over robbing the town. As the acting deputy, or as he calls it, the Justice of Peace, he claims the game is meant to raise funds to fix that dead man's curve in the road, which had apparently caused that wreck in the beginning of the story. With that, the games are required to pay a fee of $18 per day, about $600 today. Then comes Ian's master plan to save money on labor cost, and that is to arrest drunk players or anyone that had done something seemingly illegal. These prisoners would make up his chain gang, and each had however many days of service to work off since bond was revoked. While that is going on, the alien conscience is sending back reports to the Galactic Brotherhood about these humans, and if they could possibly join them in the future. The main issue is their questionable morality. Back to Earth. In that chain gang was a Mormon named Jebediah, who was known around town as an honest man. The arrest of Jebediah caused the Mormons to come question Ian directly, and they offered to trade Jeb for 2 troubled Mormon youths to finish off his remaining sentence. Jeb refuses this as he actually enjoys the work and wanted to finish the bridge and road construction. Fast forward. The payroll day is coming up where the sheriff and Ian are to guard the transfer of money from one location to another. This was what Ian was waiting for, and if successful, he plans to take it and head northward. However, on that day, Ian and Sheriff Faust are attacked by outlaws. Ian reacted quickly by slowing down time like Arthur Morgan and shooting all of them. Faust had unfortunately been one of those to have died, just as Ian was going to rob the payroll box, which had $3,000, about $100,000 today. The alien started beaming all types of images of Gabriella into his mind to stop him from making the wrong choice. The thing that really changed his mind was the realization that the bounties on the bandits will exceed the amount in the money box. So, he returned to the town with their bodies and the money box. I'm not going to reveal what occurs near the end of the book, but Ian does become more lawful in nature, and this allows the town to prosper. But the issue is that the aliens' reports that were sent off to the Galactic Brotherhood were not all too favorable with them. Overall, the book was a funny read that had elements of religions, aliens, and outlaws. And it came together as a redemption, but only for Ian and not the humans,